Hello, I think I am up now. Let me see here. Yep, all right. So today I'm going to be doing something a little different. This is my second attempt at doing a live. Again, I apologize, there's no background music. I need to find copyright-free music that I can use on both platforms. I am currently doing both TikTok and YouTube. I had a lot of issues last time, but hopefully this will go a little smoother. Um, but I'm just going to show off a couple of the dice that I already have, and then we're going to paint some of these little sculptures that I did. So like today I have a little, hold them to the camera a little better. A little hamster that I sculpted. We're going to paint him today. I have these little cookies. I did a little rice ball, little onigiri. Because I find a lot of people like the food dice. I did a clownfish, an eyeball here. And then I have a little hedgehog and a bunch of mushrooms. But to show off kind of what it'll look like, I have a bunch of my other dice that I've already made. They're currently on my shop. So I have this one. This is one of my favorites, but surprisingly it didn't get that much attention. It's a little robot with a flower. Let's turn him around so you can see him. But I have a bunch of these. The eyeball and these are going to go in ones of roughly this size. I have another one I did, which was just like a little sushi roll and a D20, which I thought was kind of cool. I do a lot of food ones. Here's another one. This one's a hamburger. It's got a few little scratches on the bottom there, but yeah, this is a hamburger. One I really love this one, but I did this one a while back. This is a slightly larger one. It's one of the extra large ones. It's a squid that I did. Let's see what I brought up. Owlbears, they always go over well. This is kind of my take on the owlbear, the owl cub look. And then here's a dragon that I did. Thought that was kind of cool. Give you an example of what some of the sets will look like. I already did these a while back, but this is kind of what the cookies look like when they're done. Sometimes the color's a little different depending on the brown that I have, but that's probably what these are going to look like, but they're going in a D6 set because I'm currently starting to make sets of D6s, which will be up on the shop soon. And just to quickly show you, I apologize for the noise here. Hold on. Quickly show you some more. I have some sets with mice, like these. It's got some nice little cheese blocks in them. And I've got more food sets. I've got some pizza dice as well. So, like, each of them has different toppings. But yeah, so we're going to be making some of these. Oh, and the last one I brought up here to show off is the cat dice. So it's a full dice set with little cat heads in it, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, so we're going to be painting these. They will end up in dice a lot like these. The hamster will be in a larger one like this, and the rest of these will be in smaller ones like this. But currently I do hand make all of the inserts. I sculpt them and then paint them. So anyway, let's put these aside. Out of the way. Alright. But yeah, for today we're going to paint all of the little miniatures here. And I think, let me get a paintbrush here. I think I'm going to start with the base coat on the onigiri on this little one. Because if it's rice, I usually do a base coat slightly darker than the color, so we'll do a base coat of gray, and then we'll put it aside and start working on some of the others. But yeah, I find a lot of people are really liking food dice. They seem to get more attention because they don't. I know there's not that many, I think. But the food themed dice are kind of cool. I know I'd done the hamburgers before, and people usually like those. Hamburgers and the sushi, and I think I did tacos once. Let's see here. Yeah, hopefully this live will go over better. I think I'm doing okay-ish. Last time I tried doing live, my internet decided to die. If it gets too glitchy in the future, I may just do live on TikTok and then post on YouTube. Although I do prefer using OBS rather than TikTok Studio. But we'll see how this goes. This is going to be a short video. I'm still kind of testing how this works. Because recording usually works fine, and one platform is usually fine, but two is giving my computer some trouble. So, alright. So that's the base coat for this. We're going to set that aside for a little bit. Alright. And I think the base coat for the hamster probably a dark brown. And once this dries, for example, I'll be doing a light dry brushing of white. So that'll give it a much more detailed look, and it brings out the details that I did of the rice and such. Alright, so then this little guy's going to have his base coat of brown. My little hamster here. Alright. I was originally going to do a video of sculpting these little miniatures, but unfortunately I usually do that at my job because I work a night shift, so it's like if no one needs me, I'm free to work on things, and so I usually do stuff like this there, and I can't unfortunately bring my streaming setup with me. And I mean, my computer's bad enough. I don't know how my phone would do. I think my phone would be terrible. Alright. Still, there we go. Eh. There we go. Got the base coat for that one on there. The hedgehog. Yeah, I should probably do dark brown or gray for the hedgehog base coat. I'll do dark brown on the back and then maybe something different for the belly. But this is just the first coat, then we do the lighter detail painting on top. Yeah, because I may have to add some more grays, because I think hedgehogs typically have a mix of grays and browns in their spikes. So, alright, let me grab a different brush here. And we'll do the base coat. The eyeball is just going to be straight white, so we'll just do the first coat of white. I don't have good luck with white paint, unfortunately, so a lot of times I have to do multiple coats because it doesn't, I need to get better white paint. For some reason, white is the one color that just always doesn't look that good. I don't think the camera will pick up on that, but I can see it in person. But yeah, if you do a couple thin coats, it eventually does full coverage and it looks good, but and then I'll go back and do the veining in red. Because I find for dice especially, the two things that people tend to be interested in are things that are creepy and things that are cute. And if they're both, it's even better. So I tend to do a mix of the two. I'll do cute little animals, food dice, and then I'll do random, like I did a really cool spider. I was very happy with it. I based it on like a wolf spider design. It was really hard to sculpt. But Yeah, some of the creepier stuff goes as well, and I want to do some more tentacle dice. I've done a couple of those. They're a pain to make because I hand sculpt each tentacle and it's a pain. But I'm probably going to do, I think maybe a D10 set of tentacles soon. I used to have a full dice set as well as I still have a giant D20 that was kind of a mass of tentacles. But I think the Call of Cthulhu set is actually, I think they use D10. So yeah, I might do a D10 set that's more on the creepy side. I mostly play D&D, so I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the other dice types yet. Not quite dry. Alright, let me pull up clownfish coloring. So I know it's going to be a base of orange, but just want to make sure I get the right colors. Clownfish. Okay, yeah, just a really bright orange, slightly darker at the top. Alright. So we'll do first coat on the clownfish. And it's helpful to have multiple little miniatures to work on at the same time because it takes a minute for the acrylic paint dries really fast, but it takes a minute, so I can keep working and not have to wait for stuff to dry all the time. No, that one is ruined. That one is also ruined. I need to sort through my paintbrushes. That is not gonna... There's one, that's good. Okay. Oh wait, this is, I don't want to do the metallic. That might work as a later addition, but I want to do the regular orange first. That's a little... kind of want... Nah, I think it'll be fine. I was almost thinking maybe I should have done a red coat and then orange on top, but I think I'll just do straight orange for this. Should be alright. See, I have a couple dropped frames, but I think it's okay. Hold on. I don't know, I'll check it later. I am recording as well on OBS, so it should be... Even if this video goes kerplunk, I will at least have the full video to edit and post later on YouTube, and then I'll do the 1-minute edits for TikTok as well. But hopefully it's okay. For some reason, OBS seems to be having more trouble than TikTok Studio. Oh, anyway. Hold on. Make sure my live chat is up here. Just in case. Okay, so we have the base on the fish now. Alright, we'll put this aside. Now we can do the dry brushing on our little onigiri here. I've never made onigiri in real life, like other than sculptures. I should try it sometime. I think it'd be fun. I have made sushi before, because my sister's really into making cool food. But as you can tell when I do the dry brushing, I'm just lightly going over it, and it brings out the highlights so you can see more depth and texture. I'll do a couple dry brushing coats, but that's why I usually start with the base color. A lot of times that base color is black or maybe a darker version of whatever eventual shade we have. But yeah, I used to always do black for everything, but for stuff like this, I think it would have been, it wouldn't have looked right if I did black instead of a gray. Because I don't think the shadows on rice should be quite that dark. So yeah, a cream color or a gray is usually the best bet if you're doing something light colored. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another coat on our eyeball. No, this first one's a little darker. Yeah, the more, at least with this, the more light coats you do, you'll get rid of the brushstroke patterns. I don't have that problem except for with white paint. I don't know why. It's probably my own fault for buying really cheap paint. Go. Just lightly coat it in another little bit more. Go. Stick that aside for a moment. Go back to this. And of course the little seaweed part's going to be a dark black with a very faint green dry brushing. I did a tiny bit of texture on it, but not much. Just enough so that when I did, I'd have a little bit of a distinction, because even though I think it's recognizable enough, I wanted it to be an interesting insert. I think if I just did straight, like a straight rice ball, it wouldn't have been as interesting. It wouldn't be as recognizable. And if I do a straight black color on this, I don't think it'll look quite as detailed. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Let's sit for a second. Let's see. I can use myself a nice paintbrush to do the dark colors in. Where is it? I always ruin half of my paintbrushes. Now let's just use this one. Okay. Very careful, because I don't want to have to touch this up too much. Ugh. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, and this one's going to go in one of my large D20s. Whenever I sculpt them, I always have like a set of dice next to me to kind of eyeball the size. Okay, so I got a little bit there, but that's not too bad. I can touch that up. Almost. A little bit more. Alright. And I will go over that again with a very dark, almost black green. And then I'll touch up the little spots on the white for the rice. But that one is pretty simple. It's getting close to done. Alright, so I think I will do another coat of orange on this before I start doing the details. But we can probably start doing the lines on our eyeball here. Make sure it's thoroughly coated. And I do think I like the metallic paints, very faint metallic paints for fish. It tends to give them a little bit of a sheen that their scales have a lot of times, so I think I will. That's fine, I can fix his little fin. I think I will go back over that. Let's see, where did I put super glue? Thankfully, this clay is typically quite forgiving. I'm not sure where I put my super glue, but anyway, that will go back on. I can put that fin back on later. It's not a big deal. Where did I put it? Oh well, I'll find it later. That is the only sad things about stuff like this is it's very fragile, which is kind of nice when you put it in resin because it prevents it from breaking. All right, I need a little detail brush to do. Where is it? No, that one's too long. I don't know why they make detail brushes like so long, because it makes it really messy. I don't. Should be very short, very small. Here we go. This is perfect. That'll work. All right, where is our red? Dark red. And thankfully, the paint on the eye here just comes right off, so I can wipe that off when we're done. But yeah, it'll be fine. Let's see. This. It kind of looks like an eyeball. Don't think I've ever done a full set of eyeball dice. I was trying to come up with a way that I could put it like inside a liquid thing so that it would actually roll, but I never did manage that. There's a lot of logistical things with that that are very difficult. It'd be really cool though if it did. But yeah, I've not had a lot of good luck with liquid core or having liquid inside dice. Sometimes it's fine, but they tend to be a little fragile compared to regular dice. Okay. There we go. I mess up a little bit, it's okay, I can touch it up. I feel like half of my art time is spent with me fixing things that I accidentally messed up. There we go. We're getting pretty good detail there. It's a little more awkward because I'm used to holding this very close to my face, but I'm trying very hard to hold it toward the camera. Alright, a little bit more. There we go. There we go. We can touch up a few spots here and there, but we have the webbing on the eye. Yeah, and so this one's gonna go, hold on, yeah, it's gonna go in a die about this size. Usually I line up the eyeball with either the 1 or the 20. At least I try to. Sometimes it moves a bit, but yeah, I'll clean up the little the eyeball a bit. But yep, so that's probably our first one. They're pretty easy to paint. It's just the veining's a little hard. But yeah, it'll end up in a D20 about this size. So put that one aside. All right, let me see if I can find, oh, here's my dark green. Go ahead and finish up the little onigiri. Just a very light bit of green on it. I don't even know if you can see it on the camera, but I just wanted a tiny bit of green, because seaweed tends to be, dried seaweed tends to have a bit of a sheen to it, like a black green kind of color. Dried seaweed is really yummy too. Here we go. Just a little bit of a green for the wrapper part. You can see here. Little onigiri. And then I think I'll do a little bit more white again, just to highlight the rice a bit more. And touch up a couple spots here. Mainly right there. All right. Yeah, and some of these will go into the molds, into the pressure pot today, because I unmolded just some basic colored D6s, because I will be posting D6 sets as well very soon, because I wanted to, I noticed there weren't a lot of handmade dice for like D10s and D6 sets. There are some for the D6s, but not as many for the D10s, and I know there's some pretty popular gaming systems, so I thought I'd at least make a couple unique sets for them as well. So I will be posting those soon, and these here, the smaller ones, are going to go into D10 and D6 sets, because I want to do some insert sets for those as well. Because I didn't see that many available, like, of handmade dice. So I thought maybe it's a market, maybe it's not there because people don't really want it. I don't know. We'll find out. But I do have to cast some. So some of these, probably the eyeball maybe, or maybe the hamster, some of these will be cast today and will be ready by well, will be unmolded by tomorrow, and then will be polished up in a day or two, which means they'll be appearing on the shop by next week probably. It just depends on how much time I have. There we go. I think that looks pretty good for a little onigiri. It's going to be in a die about the same size as the eyeball one. So I'll put that one aside. Alright, I wish I could find my super glue so that I could fix, I don't know where I put it, so that I could fix the little fish real quick, because then I could go ahead and, there it is, underneath my thing. Okay, yeah, I'll put this little fin back on real quick, and then I'll let it dry while I finish up the hamster. I was really happy with the little hamster. I think he's going to be cute. I was slightly inspired by the Baldur's Gate hamster. I haven't found him in game yet, but I saw the clips from other like players, and he was so cute. The miniature giant space hamster. Oh, how did that go on there? Oop, that's not right. That's right. That's how it went on there. Okay. So we'll let this sit for a second. It'll be fine. Alright. He's Got his fin back. Okay, now let me see, what colors do we want to do on our hamster? Our little hamster guy. I was thinking probably like multicolored, almost like what would be calico on a cat, but let me pull up some hamsters here that look cute. Hamster colors. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do a mix of like white and browns. Alright, let's go ahead and do the whites. Looks like it's usually like underneath the chin here, so we'll start with that. So the belly's a little bit white. And then here. Underneath the chin. Nose. Let's see. Okay, and then the legs usually are whitish as well, and then they have pink on the end. So we'll do that. And okay, so some of them have a little white streak right under the eyes, like right here. There we go. And we'll do more coats of white, but I just want to get kind of the basis for where the white's going. Let me pull this up bigger. Okay, so the ears are usually dark, and then the white's usually on the belly and the legs. Cool. Alright. Let me see. Do I have my lighter brown colors? Beige. I have beige and dark brown. I have to mix some colors here to get what I want. So let's try. Let's try taking some beige here. I have a little silicone mat. I think you can see it just barely on the camera. But yeah, I'll mix it in that. And then I'll take a little bit of brown and a little bit of red and see if I can get the color that I'm aiming for here. Not quite dark enough. A little more. And if not, I think I have more. I have a huge thing of brown paint in front of me. I might try some of that. Okay. Grab a paper towel. That side. Okay. It's a little bit too light. I think I'll have to go over it again with a slightly darker color. But then the noses. Nose is usually pink as well. Okay. So the ears and the nose will have pink as well as the feet. Do this. Whoops. Yeah, and stuff like this, especially with the animals, I usually have to layer multiple colors until I get the tone that I want. Alright. Let me do a tiny bit of black. Kind of do the streaks here that they have. A little bit darker. And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and do the eyes. Well, if you can see that. I always do little highlights on the eyes, just little white dots, because I find that that really helps with the making the eyes look alive. It's a very minor thing, but it makes a huge difference for some reason. Alright. Let's do the white again. A little bit brighter white. Now that it's dried some. You can kind of see the coloration we're getting slowly. Alright. Do a pink real quick. Whoops. So I'll probably do, this pink is too bright, so I'll probably tone it down a little bit. Once this first layer dries, I'll tone it down with a little bit of a brown tone. Like lightly go over it, and it should make it the proper color. Because yeah, that's a little too bright. Yeah, because this pink is too bright. It has too much of a sheen because it's one of my metallic colors. But I'll do this and then I'll go over it very lightly with some brown, and that should tone it down to the right color. But it's almost the right color. Just a little bit too bright. Alright, we'll do the dots on the eyes real quick here. I need a teeny tiny brush. Alright, that works right there. We'll do a dot right here. And a dot right there. And you can kind of see that brings the eyes to life when you add the dots. I'm not sure why. You wouldn't think such a small thing would make such a difference, but it really does. Oh, and I forgot the tail needs to be a little bit pink. Go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay. Let me try this brown. So I thought I had this brown somewhere in my little plethora of colors, but apparently I don't. So, yeah, this is more the tone that I wanted. back here. Okay, we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. The white has to still be brighter. All right. I might let him dry for a moment. And I think I'll go ahead and do a light coat of gray on the back of our hedgehog here. Because we'll do gray and then I'll do another brown. Because they have almost like a salt and pepper look to their spikes. That's too much. Okay, that's better. And then I believe the stomach's going to have to be a really bright white. So we can alternate between this and the hamster. Kind of see the detail that I have there. Alright. Let us switch to white. I might need a smaller paintbrush. Okay, let me see if I can clean the paint of this one. Because I love this size paintbrush. Okay, cool. That should be good. Yeah, the only thing that sucks about doing the audio from up here is that I have to turn my fan off. It's like 90 some degrees outside right now. So, or it might be 80, I'm not sure, but it's really hot. So my room is very slowly heating up. Because I had to turn my AC off because my AC is way too loud. And I need to get a quieter one. It would be very helpful for this. Alright, and then let's take this light brown color that we did and just lightly go over the little ears and toes. There we go. I think he looks pretty good actually. I think I might do a little bit of a black on the tips of the ears because that seems to be a coloration thing that they have. But he's pretty cute. Alright, so we'll do black tipped ears here real quick. And then I think we're done with our little hamster. Alright, there we go. He's got little black tipped ears now. But I think he's pretty much done. All right, so we'll put him aside. All right, we should be able to start our clownfish now safely, cause yeah, that fin is on there good. So now I gotta pull up the colors for the clownfish again. Okay, so we'll do black stripes first and then white over it. So we'll start around the head. This is the wrong brush. Let's use this one. Got that. Then we have the midsection here. Yep, and then we'll do the white lines after I get the black where it's supposed to be, then the white goes in the middle. Because these are just faint black outlines. But it's a little easier to do it this way. There we go, and then I believe it's the tip of each fin. Yep, the tip of each fin needs to be a little bit. You have to check what time is it. Okay, we're good. I may not have time to paint all the cookies and the little mushrooms that I have, but I will at least finish these, hopefully. There we go. Either way, I will post, when they're completely finished in the dice, I will show the steps, like the painted version and then the sculpted version, the painted version, and the final dice that's finished. Whether or not I get to them all right now. A lot of times I don't. I'll set out a whole bunch of miniatures to paint and then I only do a couple. Because I was planning on doing this for about an hour. And I'm at 48 minutes at the moment, so we'll see. So I unfortunately have errands to run and things to do. I really wish I could just sit here and paint, but I really need to clean the house and I need to make food. There we go. You see I'm getting the stripes on there. And I may get out my paint pens. I do have acrylic paint pens, and they will do much neater lines than if I do this manually with a paintbrush. So if I just use the white paint pen on this, I think it'll look a lot better. And the tip of this tail. Yep. And I gotta do the eyes too. Dang it, did I break that off again? I did. Alright, I'll fix it. In a moment. That fin does not want to stay on there. Alright. There we go. There. No harm, no foul, it's fine. Alright. Let's do the eye here. And I'll add the highlights to the eyes as well with the white, which is what I needed that long thin paintbrush for. Let's go ahead and do that. Just very small dots. There. So you can kind of see he's got lights on his eyes now, little light dots. Let me go hunting for my paint pen while I let that sit for a second. The shimmering white might be okay. I don't think that's the one I want. Ah, here we go. That's the one I want. And I apologize, TikTok side. I know I don't have the audio settings. I couldn't find the noise reducer, so I'm not sure how loud that just was. But it might have been a little noisy. But yeah, to show you, the paint pens are really nice because for details like this, they give me so much control. Especially for the fins. There you can see the lines that I'm starting to do. Yeah, paint pen is definitely a good idea for this. For small details in miniature painting, I highly recommend paint pens. For certain things, not everything, but for certain things it is quite handy. Alright, let us do... But yeah, for stuff like this, much easier. Because you can do very neat lines, very small. Yeah, I may have to stop after this fish. But I will be posting on my regular just TikTok videos. I will be posting the finished dice when I do all of them. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to do first, but I know some of them will definitely be on the shop by next week and will be on TikTok soon. I usually do it concurrent with them being available in the shop. There we got that side. Let's do... It's looking pretty good. We're getting there. And there we go. There's our clownfish. I think he's pretty good looking. He's pretty cool. Alright, so I will have to finish these guys later. Honestly, they're not quite as entertaining, I think, as the others that I've done. So what we got done today is our little hamster here. I think he's cute. We got our eyeball, which is kind of creepy, but it'll be cool when it's inside a D20. We got our onigiri to go with the other food dice that I've been making. We got our clownfish done. And we're right about at an hour, so I will have to cut it short here. But if you watch this, whether it's a later video when I post it on YouTube or edit on TikTok, I appreciate it. If you saw part of the live, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing still with that, so I apologize. If there's technical issues, I am working on figuring things out. But thanks so much for watching if you've stayed this long. I do really, really appreciate it. If you can interact with my videos, either subscribe or follow me on TikTok or YouTube, I would appreciate it. And I do take suggestions. So if you see one of my videos, feel free to comment with a suggestion. I do read as many comments as I can. Occasionally I miss them on YouTube because they don't always notify me, but on TikTok I pretty much always see them. But yeah, if you have ideas or suggestions of what I should make, I will certainly look into that. And thank you for watching. I will hopefully be able to edit these videos and make shorter versions of them as well for people who don't have, you know, an hour to waste to watch me paint and talk to myself. But thank you so much. I had fun doing this. Hopefully live is something I'll be able to do a lot more. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.